that jazz.
The comments are going to be, why does she drink her juice like an idiot?
You were in character.
You were Amalia.
Hi everybody and welcome to a new episode of Talkin With Taylor. I'm joined today by our Blue Star Award winners, Outstanding Actress and Outstanding Actor in a Musical, Lauryn Hurley and Sam Aubuchon. Thanks for joining me today and chatting. Y'all have been on a really exciting little journey. You've been to the Jimmy Awards in New York City. So tell me a little bit about the Jimmys.
Yeah, it's a very exciting and long trip. Yeah, we non-stop rehearsals for 8-9 days, and it's a lot of work, but it's fun. It's a really good experience.
The Jimmys are it's kind of the next step from the Blue Star Awards, am I correct? And you go then to compete nationally and also receive some professional Broadway training and workshops and really unique experiences. What was your favorite experience from the trip?
I think we had some really incredible guest speakers. We had Pasek and Paul, who are obviously very famous composers right now of musicals, and Jen Colella, who is in Come From Away, who were some of my favorite guest speakers. They were really inspirational and wonderful to listen to as like kids about to go into this field, to hear about their personal experience, learning how to make their own way in the business.
Well, what was the best tip that you got from them? How to make your way in the business?
I think they all emphasize just really being true to yourself and what you want to do.
That's great. That's great.
That was nice.
So tell me a little bit about the workshops or some of the training that you got.
Mm-hmm.
They really try to get us out of our shell. It was very, in our coaching sessions especially, I mean, I don't know about Lauren's, ours were separate, but I specifically worked on just being myself in a song and bringing my own experiences to the performance instead of just creating a character, it was really interesting because we've never really, when you think about acting, you think about putting somebody else on stage.
Sure.
But yes, that was really interesting.
Tell me about the actual ceremony that was just the other night. Very exciting. A lot of us watched it live. Lots of high energy and lots of fun, famous faces. What was the best part about that?
Well, for me personally,
Yeah.
I know that I went because I won the Blue Star Award for my performance as Amalia Balish in She Loves Me. And the host of the Jimmys this year was Laura Benanti, who just so happened to be Amalia Balish in She Loves Me when they revived it on Broadway. And so I remember very distinctly when I was singing in my medley, I was singing Vanilla Ice Cream, which everyone knows if they've ever been to an audition session ever. And I looked over to the wings very slightly, and I looked at Laura Benanti's face as I sang Vanilla Ice Cream, and I was like, life is crazy, huh? I was just really like moved by that moment for me, to see someone that I looked up to for so long and be like performing what is in my mind like her song.
Yeah, what a moment. And I hear that you had a little personal one-on-one run-in with Laura at one point, yeah?
Well, as I walked off from my medley, she came up to me and she was like, there's another girl, her name was Corinna, who was also there for Maya, we sang together, and she comes up to us, she goes, yes, get it. And then at the end of the night, we're leaving, we're walking over to Planet Hollywood where we had the after party. And I don't really remember what happened because there was a lot of feelings going on in my body. But I remember looking at Laura Benanti and her saying, yeah, I tried to spank you, but you were moving too fast. And I was like, sorry.
Well, you just had to let Laura Benanti spank you the next time as you leave. Yeah.
I'll move a little slower.
A little slower. You gotta
Fan won't be happy about that.
Yeah, no, he won't.
So you got to perform in the medley in the show, and Sam, you want to talk about kind of what you did?
So I was also in a medley, and it was a lot of fun. There were so many amazing guys there, which in theater, especially in high school theater, that does not exist. So it was one of the coolest things to get to see so many, guys really passionate about singing. And my medley was a really good group. My biggest fear going into this was that people were going to be jerks. and everybody was so nice and so gracious. And when we had our kind of personal practice time with our medley, we really got along really well, and we worked hard to make sure each other really kind of shined, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good, wholesome experience.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit about the Minskoff Theater. So that's where you got to spend a lot of time. Is that where the award show was? That's where it was held, right? And the Minskoff is notoriously known for being the home to the Lion King for a very long time. So what was it like, kind of behind the scenes in such a famous Broadway venue?
It was pretty sweet. It was pretty cool. My favorite moment of the whole day was doing yoga in the lobby.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That's something I'll never experience again.
Not everybody gets to do that.
No, with 80 kids doing yoga barefoot in a Broadway theater's lobby, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
It's like has this wonderful view of Times Square.
Oh, it's right
like,
over it.
Out like this wall of windows, and you're just like, and Warrior 2.
Did you get to see Dear Evan Hansen? So let's talk about that. That is on a lot of people's Broadway bucket list. Everybody wants to see that show. What was it like? What was your favorite song?
My favorite song, actually, it's not on the cast recording. It's the reprise of For Forever that Connor sings in the second act. I liked getting to sit next to her. That was fun.
I do not deal well with watching anxiety-inducing performances, so you can imagine Dear Evan Hansen was quite the trip for me. I'd already seen it with my mother last October, and the whole time I was like, oh God, why are you saying that? I was like, no, Evan, don't do it. The talk back with the cast was incredible. I'm a massive Rachel Bay Jones fan.
Oh, yeah.
She was just incredible, as was everyone else, like at the talk back, talking about how they take care of themselves while they're doing Dear Evan Hansen, which is just such an emotionally draining show. I mean, it's wonderful, but watching them up there, you're like, how can you do that 8 times a week?
Yeah.
And what was their answer? How did they do that?
They give each other hugs.
One of them said
backstage.
something about paint colors backstage.
Yeah.
Just random stuff like
Just
that.
whatever it takes to support each other.
just
Lots of
kinda-
anxiety. If you felt that much anxiety, I can only imagine how much anxiety they feel on a nightly basis.
But it's a show to make a grown man cry.
Yeah.
There was a point in the second act where she sings the line, you asked if there was another truck coming tomorrow to take your mama away. And this guy in front of me was sobbing, and the mom next to me reached over and patted him on the shoulder, and it was too much.
I saw you next to me be like,
I was like,
I was thinking, I have an extra like napkin in my bag. Like, do I give it to him?
So Lauren, tell me a little bit about, you performed as Amalia Balish in this wonderful medley. Let's bring it back and talk about where that really started, when you were at the Blue Star Awards, and what it was like to be nominated and win that award.
I don't know. I'd liken it to for anybody who likes Harry Potter, if I could produce a Patronus, I'd probably use that as like my Patronus memory. Because at my school, we hadn't participated in Blue Star Awards since 2011, so like a really long time ago. And we really, really wanted to do it, and we got on our director about it. We just wanted, more than anything, we just wanted one nomination. We didn't need to win, we just wanted one nomination. We ended up getting 8 nominations, and I ended up winning a Rising Star Scholarship and actress in a lead role. And so I had quite the night. And I 100% did not expect to win. I was just so excited to be nominated. So I didn't have a speech ready, and my speech was kind of all over the place and very jumbled, but I don't really...
Anybody who watches the Tonys or the Oscars, pretty much nobody has it. Nobody has that talent. And so Sam, tell me a little bit about the role that you won your Blue Star Award for, and what was that like?
So I won for Seymour in Little Shop, which is one of my all-time favorite shows. I love Little Shop of Horrors. I had wanted to do it so bad at Blue Springs that I went up to our teacher. I said, if I can find us a plant, if I can find us an Audrey 2, can we do it? And she said, yeah. And we did, and it was such a great experience. Our cast was amazing, and they were so supportive, and it was such a fun experience getting to put together that show with them, because everybody cared. We only had one senior in the whole show, but everybody put their best foot forward and really tried hard. And the nomination experience was really cool too, because I was really good friends with all the other guys in my category. I had roomed with 2 of them at All-State Choir, and one of them I was in a show with last year, and so it was really cool getting to share that with some of my closest friends.
That's great. Well, I'm excited to see where both of you go, and we're so excited to have you and watched your journey with the Jimmys, and thanks for coming to chat with me today. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Talkin with Taylor. For more videos like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/KC_Starlight and follow us on social media at KC Starlight. For more information on the Blue Star Awards and other Starlight education initiatives, check out kcstarlight.com/blog.